Hi guys and girls, welcome to your face reading channel. This is Nitesh and today I have an interesting set of segment for you because we are going to discuss face analysis on the Greek god on one of the amazing Bollywood stars. I liked his movie Kaho Na Pyar Hai long back. I think it was in 2000 or something. It was one of the most fantastic movies to the most recent of movies that he has launched. I think we have learned from him in our lifetime, and I think you must take inspiration from the personality that he is. None other than Hrithik Roshan. As you could see on the screen, we are going to learn some of the facial features from his face and what qualities it indicates about him. The best part is, if you have these features on your face, make sure that you utilize the quality and the potential that these traits confers on you. So the very first thing that you could see that I have here is that I have a set of pictures which I have in most of the videos from past to the most recent. So here this particular picture is the one of 2000, and this is one of the most recent pictures. And why we capture pictures from the past to the present is because your personality evolve with a period of time, with the life changes that you make, and with the life changes that you make, with how you have experienced your life and how you react to certain set of circumstances, your face evolves, your face changes. And that is the power of face reading, that if you change a certain thing now, it can reflect on your face today as a future potential. So that is the beauty of how making a small change in your life, a positive change in your life, or even a not so positive change in your life can be emulated on the face. So the very first picture that you see here is of 2001, and credits to all the photographers. The links where I have extracted these pictures from, I'll make sure to put in the description. Thank you to them. Thank you to all the photographers, and thank you to Hrithik Roshan if he ever listens to this video. So, yeah, we are going to initially gauge on the transformation. So you gauge transformation from one's face basis on the old pictures to the most latest pictures. As old as you want to get your pictures from, the better you'll be able to gauge transformation from. So the very first thing that you could see, this is a picture of 2001, as you could see here, and this is the most recent picture. One of the important transformations that you could feel and that you could see on the face is that the eye opening, the vertical eye opening here, if you see, the eye opening is a lot more versus this particular picture, which is the most recent picture, this one, right? This one, right? The eye opening is a little less, which can indicate that because eyes are indicative of your receptivity function. It indicates how much open your heart is. It indicates how much you're open to love and to give love, right? So when you see the earlier picture, it's a much more open, a much more welcoming eyes, a much more open heart it indicates. Whereas once you see the most recent picture, because it is kind of on the squinting side, is kind of more on the smaller size, it can indicate that receptivity has decreased with time. Openness of heart has decreased with time, which can indicate maybe the experiences that he has had in his life. Of course, a celebrity goes through a lot of public scrutiny, even on the personal life, so they tend to become a lot more protective. So once a person becomes a lot more protective, a lot more guarded, they tend to close their heart off, which can be reflected on face once the eye opening or the way one is keeping or holding their eyes can indicate that particular part. It's nothing wrong, nothing right. It just indicates that heart has become a lot more guarded than it was. Here, as you could see, the more the open the eyes, the clearer the eyes, the opener, the lighter the shen is, the more clear a person's heart is connected to the world. Of course, this is one of the ideal states to be in. But of course, once a person has developed where they are a lot more guarded, the lesson for them is, of course, to build and enable more trust back to the world. And as I mentioned, doesn't happen by chance. It happens by how one experiences the life and reacts to it. So this is one of the significant transformations that you could see across this picture. This one is 2001, as I mentioned. This is of 2011 or 12ish, something like that. This is 2016. These are the three most recent pictures. So evaluate your transformations and see what features has evolved over time. The other thing that you'll notice is there are fleshy bags in the face. Like, there is good enough flesh padding that you could see in the initial phase of his life, whereas now the face has become a lot more refined in face reading terms. And if I were to talk about the elemental terms, the face has become a lot more metallic. And how metal is, you can assume metal element to be like a sword, or like a gold or a jewelry that is delicate, and a sword that is tempered. So one's face becomes a lot more metallic, meaning refined. As you could see, the flesh padding has reduced. The nose flesh has also reduced. It kind of has thinned. It indicates a person striving for perfection, being more. Metal has this connotation of being like a father. It's about looking from the sky and making things perfect. As father is, he gives shapes to his family as per the Chinese face reading principles. Hereby, when a person has a strong metal element, they are striving for perfection. They are striving for what is not right and willing to make it right. That's where they can be perceived as somebody in their personal life a lot more obsessive with respect to how they want things to happen. But then the beauty of it is that it can drive them closer to their purpose, closer to what they actually want, closer to creating more meaning in life. So everything on the face indicates a certain set of gift, a certain set of challenge that a person might possess. It's all about how you're utilizing the best potential of who you are at that particular point in time and making changes that are necessary. Of course, the more the refined the face is, the more an independent force a person wants to be. So this means that the supportive element, the cushiony element, is kind of reduced, which means that adjusting with people can become slightly difficult as you aim for a more independent life, right? That is something which is also conferred by his longish nose but a thinning nose, which means that independence is something which is being valued more at this particular point in time. And there's a way he wants to lead life, and he wants to be independent, selecting and leading it. Right? That is something which again is a part of transformation, a mini face analysis that you can see through once you spiral across his faces from then and now. Right. I have made in my notes the points that I wanted to cover so that I don't miss. So if I have looked here, it's just because of not missing out on all facial features that I wanted to indicate in this particular video. We won't go very deep, but we'll definitely go deep enough to learn about face reading. The other feature that you can observe, and in face reading, it's very important that you look at the most prominent features in the face. What are prominent features? Prominent features are features that strikes out prominently on the face. What is one thing that kind of stems out from the face and kind of shines forth once you see a particular person's face? So here, if you see that, it is definitely one of those features is a little out angled ears. Here, if you see, the angle of the ears are not very closer to the head. It's kind of a little far away, where you can even fit a pen, and pen will have enough space to just be there, and not this ear won't be pressing it against it. So the ears are kind of out angled, and what that indicate, it indicates that a person can be a non-conformist. It can indicate that person wants to have his own way of doing things, which kind of very much goes with the aspect that we were discussing a little while ago, where a metal person wants to be more independent. So if you see here, the ears are quite far angled from the head part, right? It can indicate that a person has their own way of doing things, doesn't or may not want to be conforming with the rules of how the society is, wants to be challenging it at certain points in time. And yeah, kind of disregarding the beliefs that has been created and making his own way for doing things. And even his marriage is with the intercaste marriage, which was a Muslim and a Hindu wedding, which again is one of the scenarios where it is being indicated that he is willing to take on things which can be challenging. Coupled with that, if you observe his jaws, which are well defined, very strong, jaws at the roots of the face, and it can indicate a person's sense of determination with respect to sticking for what he wants and abiding by it. Right. And as per Chinese face reading, jaws are the roots of the face. And if you imagine face as a tree, then these jaws becomes the roots of the face. So when the roots are strong, the belief systems can be pretty strong. The determination can be pretty strong. So that is one of the strong zones of his face. Having said that, if you observe the shen of the eyes, that is the light of the eyes, and if you read it intuitively, and that is one of the toughest aspects to read in a particular person's face, but it can indicate about a person's current emotional state and what they can do to better that. Along with that, it can indicate how a person is feeling or how a person has felt most of the time in their life. So if you observe his shen, that is the light of the eyes, and if I can mark this particular area for you, if you observe, these eyes has a lot of depth into it, a lot of watery depth into it, which can indicate a sense of person who feels quite strongly, who feels a lot of depth into his life, can indicate a writer trait, a poet trait, somebody who feels things very deeply, may not be able to express it that well, maybe on the personal side verbally, but it indicates that a person feels a lot of feelings, and the expression of course can come through the written version. And a lot of authors and writers have a strong water element, where you can imagine water to be like a river, where there is like multitudes of activities going on inside the ocean and the river. Like there are a lot of fishes, there are plants, there's like a whole new world that is there under the ocean, but on the surface when you see it, you won't see a lot of activities, unless there is like a flood, right? So it's like when a person has a strong water element, they feel a lot. And when a person feels a lot and may find it difficult to express through words, one of the best way to express is through their music, is through their work, is through their writing. And that's what people with the strong water element possesses. Even actors may have that, and they can go to depth of a character to such a level that people or other people may find it difficult to get into. So that is something which is quite remarkable on his face, and kinds of shines forth, right? Apart from that, if you observe, one of the strongest aspects and why a lot of female fan following is there for him is, you can attribute this to one of the features that he has on the face is strong philtrum, which is this particular region in between the nose and the lips. This Rose Tree in her book has classified as the aspect of animal magnetism, which can which can be very appealing sensually, and it is one of the features that adds more charisma into you. Again, one of the strong water element features. It hooks on people onto the sensual energy that individual possesses, and you will see this particular feature, this deep philtrum, this deep well that you'll see, that you're seeing on this actor's face, is one of those features that adds more attraction, even if you don't consciously realize it. It's one of those features that you may find in a lot of actors, and this feature is make people soon over people's or the celebrities face, right? So it also indicates about the creativity, and also in Chinese face reading it also confers to the aspect of how the fertility of a person is. We are not going to delve deeper into that, but on a very top level overview, it is something that adds more magnetism onto your face. And if you don't have it, then there are other aspects of magnetism within you. But if you have this, it adds that aspect of physical animal magnetism that a person may carry, right? So I have discussed about the aspect of out-angled ears, the eye-opening transformation, the filter from the jaws, refined face. Shen, of course, I have focused. The last part that I want to share with you in this video is, if you observe this, there is this cleft chin, right? Cleft chin is there. You observe there is this slight dimpling here, right? And this is again, whenever there are lines, more lines on the face, whenever there is a mark on the face, it can very much reflect an aspect of fire energy that a person may carry. And a cleft chin can indicate the mark of a performer, somebody who likes a sense of attention onto them. They may appreciate your thank yous, and because he's also a film star, that again quality confers to him, where if you see a person carrying this particular trait, it can so much indicate that they have a strong sense of fire energy, and they'll definitely appreciate your attention if you happen to give them. So if you have a partner like that, make sure that you appreciate them frequently, so that they'll be fulfilled in their element. It's all about how much you're aware about yourself, how much you're aware about your partner, maybe, to even cultivate the best of environments for them, right? So that is how face reading can help you. And if I were to just go on one of the images of his connection with his ex-wife, we may also see some of the traits that they possess, and we can see how compatible they are. We are not going to go deeper into that, but if we see the refinedness of the face of his ex-wife, there's a lot of refinement. Initially, there's a lot of earth, and earth in Chinese face reading confers to the aspect of a mothering nature, the archetype of a mother who is very supportive and collaborative and kind. As we all go through certain set of transformations, and as we have seen that Hrithik's face has become a lot more refined. Later in the life, Suzanne's face, his ex-wife's face, has become a lot more refined. And when two metals are together, it can make things a little difficult with respect to uh, supporting each other or nurturing each other that well. So that is where you need to understand, if you have a person who is having strong metal and you're also metallic, it's important to give them space so that they can nurture themselves better. When a person has a strong metallic influence, they both want to strive perfection, they both want to create a meaningful life for themselves. And for them to create meaning, it is important that they have a sense of freedom and independence in their life to attain that goal, right? So if you have a metallic partner, make sure that you respect their space, because space is what they love. And once you give them that space, they'll be more fulfilled and meaningful, right? So yeah, this is a very short analysis on Hrithik Roshan and his face. If you happen to have these features on your face, it can definitely indicates a sense of strong quality that you possess. And if you happen to know about it, make sure that you use it to become the best version of who you can be, because face empowers you to make changes which are necessary. And if you happen to make those changes, you can be the best version of who you can be. So yeah, this is pretty much it. And if you happen, or if you wish to get your face reading, you can definitely check my website, which I'll make sure to put it in the description. And you can also head to my Instagram, face readings underscore with underscore Nitesh, if you want to connect with me and get a reading maybe. And if you want to learn face reading from books, there are some amazing books by Lillian Bridges, Jean Hainer. Then there is this beautiful book by Patrician McCarthy uh, on Chinese face reading. These three books relates to Chinese face reading. If you want to go across and learn from Western face reading principles, it is Rose Roastery, and you can also learn from Mac Fulfer. These books, the books are available on Amazon, and you can head across those books and learn from them. And yeah, this is pretty much it from my side. It's been a long video, and I hope this video was helpful to empower you with the knowledge of face reading. And if you happen to feel that this video was helpful in any way, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends whom you feel it can help. There's a ringing that is happening, so I have to close this video down. Bye bye for now. Take care. Have an amazing day ahead.